Morning, G. Seattle ranked number 3 for middle class affordability in terms of number 3rd worst.
Right, in the country. And this, I'm glad we're talking about this because I think that what you have been reporting on in your series you got going on when you're going out and talking to those that are unhoused, right? How did they get there, right? Everybody has become, anyone who has become unhoused has their journey, whatever that might be. Well, this is one of the most talked about right here is housing affordability. Right now, this was in, shout out to Q13, it was in, I read it there, and Seattle ranks 3rd in the U.S. for middle class affordability. Number 1 is San Jose, California, where there you need $164,000 a year for just your necessities: food, housing, schooling, childcare, transportation, health care, and other expenses. Number 2, Washington, D.C., you need $131,000. And number 3 here is $127,000 that you need. Now, what is happening? So when people see like, oh, you need that much money? Oh, you need that much? No, this is what you need to live. The problem is, especially in this Seattle area, where the median income is $188,000 a year. So what is starting to happen is sure, you can make more money, keep making money, but while you're doing that, housing affordability, everything else that you're doing, all of your expenses are creeping up. So they're saying that the middle class that used to have X amount of spending money doesn't have as much as they used to because housing affordability is getting tougher and tougher. It's like, I always say, the analogy is having a constant different hole in the boat, right? You're trying to scoop the water out because you got a little leak in this little hole. So you try to scoop it out, and then all of a sudden you're doing that, you're working hard, and then, behind you, there's another hole in the boat. And so this is what's happening across the country.
What I think about is I've never been able to really afford to live in the city of Seattle. Coming up in my background, I live in Pierce County. Much more affordable to live there. Don't you think those are some decisions people have to make? I know I would love to live in Seattle. I probably could afford it now, but I consciously made that decision. I'm not able to live here.
Well, I think that so yes, right? You have those decisions, but one of the things that we don't sometimes we might not think about. We might not think of. Let's just say you have that lady that lives on the block in Seattle.
Yeah.
She's been living here for 50 plus years of her life in this community. Everything, church, school, everything, grocery stores, all of those things. Her husband passes away, right? Property taxes continue to rise. It gets to the point where she can't afford those property taxes anymore. So now people say, well, hey, you can always go down to Pierce County.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can, but she's uprooting and moving her life where Seattle is where she used to be. Gentrification is something that happened around, we know what happened in the Central District and all across the country with gentrification. So while we'll say, yeah, it's less expensive to live in Pierce County than King County, but some people's lives are there and they want to be able to stay. So this housing affordability is something, and again, if you're wondering why Seattle's so rough, it is number 3 in the country.